Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Already passed the first level, so now we got to get to 500,000. Look, what I'm asking everyone to do, subscribe, watch, comment. I want comments and share with your friends because as I've said to you again and again and again and again, the chaos, it's not stopping. Well, just the other day, the acting number 2 official at the Justice Department, Emil Bove, he ordered Manhattan prosecutors to drop the case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Now, let me be very clear about something. New York prosecutors did not respond well to this, and it led to a slew of resignations. Let me start by showing you an article from the New York Times. In it, it turns around and says, order to drop Adams' case prompts resignations in New York and Washington. The interim U.S. attorney for the Southern District and 5 officials with the Federal Public Integrity Unit quit after the Justice Department ordered charges against Mayor Eric Adams to be dropped. It goes on to say Manhattan's U.S. attorney on Thursday resigned rather than obey an order from a top Justice Department official to drop the corruption case against New York City's Mayor Eric Adams. Then, when Justice Department officials transferred the case to the Public Integrity Section in Washington, which oversees corruption prosecutions, the 2 men who led that unit also resigned, according to 5 people with knowledge of the matter. Several hours later, 3 of the lawyers in the unit also resigned, according to people familiar with the developments. The serial resignations represent the most high-profile public opposition so far to President Trump's tightening control over the Justice Department. They were a stunning repudiation of the administration's attempt to force the dismissal of the charges against Mr. Adams. Now, let me be clear about something. Trump was then asked about the situation during the presser with Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. Play the clip.
If I could ask you about a development in your hometown today, the U.S. attorney has resigned over the DOJ's request to drop the case into Eric Adams. Did you personally request the Justice Department to drop that case?
No, I didn't. I know nothing about it. I did not.
Remember what he just said there. No, he did not know anything about it. Nope. Total denials. First of all, I don't understand why he's denying it, because the president has the absolute right to turn around and to ask his AG, whether you like this or not. He certainly can ask the AG to do it. That doesn't mean the AG has to do it, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But the president has the right to turn around to say, I don't believe in the case, and he also doesn't even have to answer the question. It was done, plain and simple. I get to choose who the U.S. attorney is, whether it's the Southern District of New York to the Southern District of Florida. It doesn't make a difference. That is an appointment by the president, and those people work at the request and for the benefit of the president. Again, whether you like that or not. Now, Trump then see, this is the problem when you don't tell the truth. It's almost like he forgets what he said just moments before, because then Trump changed his narrative and he said that the U.S. attorney, and we're talking about Ms. Sassoon, had actually been fired. And that's not true. Play the clip.
That war is a horrible war. It's a vicious, bloody war. We want to end it. To your other question, that U.S. attorney was actually fired. I don't know if he or she resigned, but that U.S. attorney was fired.
He or she, the U.S. attorney, was fired. It's not true. It's not true. Maybe he fired her after she resigned. Sure. And remember when I said to you, remember what he just said there? No, I know nothing about it. Now he knows that he or she was fired. But I want to remind you, in 2018, while on Air Force One, Trump was asked if he knew about the Stormy Daniels payoff. Remember what he said there? Play the clip.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Then why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no truth or allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
Do you know where he got the money to make that payment?
No, I don't know.
Again, there was no reason to say no. Just say absolutely yes, next question. And if they try to prompt you to more, it's none of your business. You see, the president doesn't have to answer every question just simply because that's what the press is asking for. He can just turn around and say, I did what I did. What I did was legal. Have a nice day. Next question. Instead, when you turn around and you bullshit, what ultimately happens? A lie begets a lie. Now, after I watched Mayor Adams talk about how the weaponization of the Justice Department by Biden and as a result of the immigrants that are the migrants that are here in New York and so on, I ended up on my Substack at The Real Michael Cohen writing an article and posting it just about this issue alone because it really pissed me off. And I want to show you part of it. So in it, I turn around and I say, this is not just about me. It's not just about Mayor Adams. Trump has successfully managed to systematically reshape the DOJ to serve his personal interests. Prosecutors know that investigating him or his allies means career destruction. Meanwhile, those who protect him are given top positions and total authority to bend the law in his favor. I continue by saying, let's be clear. Trump didn't do this alone. Senate Republicans confirmed Pam Bondi as Attorney General despite her deep conflicts of interest as raised by Democrats at the confirmation hearings. Republicans knew that she was compromised, but they installed her anyway because of her unconditional loyalty to Trump. I go on to say, by confirming Bondi, Senate Republicans helped destroy the independence of the DOJ. They enabled the selective prosecution of Trump's enemies and the blanket protection of his friends. They have allowed our legal system to become a farce, where the law is no longer applied equally. They are as complicit in this malfeasance, and hopefully the American people will see this for what it is and remember this at the ballot box in 2026. I'm talking about the midterm elections. And finally, I say, another point that must not be overlooked is the strength demonstrated by U.S. Attorney Sassoon in her refusal to comply. Career prosecutors who go along with these type directives, who twist the law to protect the president and punish his enemies, are just as guilty. Maybe even more so, and should not be allowed to hide behind the cloak of prosecutorial immunity. You know, the reason that I put this out is because, again, Mayor Adams is sitting there and blaming the Biden administration for the weaponization of the Department of Justice. And what this article talks about is the unconstitutional remand that took place with me on a First Amendment violation. On top of that, the political acts that were taken against me during the first charges. I mean, this is where it's wrong, and this is where America has to start to speak out. In fact, I would have if I was still in Trump's camp, I would just say to him, just turn around and say to the press, what I did is legal. It is constitutionally permitted. And just because you don't like it or you think that there's something nefarious does not mean that there is something nefarious or improper going on here. Do your homework. Check out if I'm legally allowed to do it, and then ask me a question on that. All right. Now, let me also say that there was other legal news this week when AG Pam Bondi said that she would issue charges against New York. Play the clip.
I was in the West Wing swearing in Tulsi Gabbard, and so I just came straight back here. So thanks for being patient with us with the delay. We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment.
Fine. Fine. I personally think the DOJ, especially here at the SDNY, who for whatever the reason is, the pundits are lauding them as some amazing group. Some of them are, but there are others that aren't. There are others that are corrupt, that use the office within which to further their career. And when you have a high profile case like the one with me, and of course involving President Trump, you could only imagine it's career builder. And each and every one of these prosecutors went on to get multi-million-dollar deals with major law firms here in New York. All right, remember that. Now, I want to just very quickly show you an article that explains exactly what Pam Bondi is doing here. And in the article, it turns around and it says, Justice Department accuses New York of favoring illegal aliens over U.S. citizens. The Attorney General sued the state, citing a law allowing New Yorkers to get a driver's license regardless of legal status. Governor Kathy Hochul's office made clear that it supported deporting violent criminals. Second part, the Trump administration sued New York on Wednesday over its migrant policies and accused state officials of prioritizing illegal aliens over American citizens, escalating its political and legal battles with states over deportations. Attorney General Pam Bondi, in her first news conference, specifically cited New York's green light law, which allows people in the state to get a driver's license regardless of citizenship or legal status. Now, let me go on to say that Governor Kathy Hochul put out her own strongly worded statement and then went on Rachel Maddow's show on MSNBC to discuss it. Play that clip.
What we've just seen with the resignation of the U.S. attorney, the Trump-appointed acting U.S. attorney, the removal of line prosecutors on that case, the demand from Maine Justice to drop that case, the refusal from SDNY to do it, then the resignation of Maine Justice officials who had the case dumped on them and they wouldn't take it either. This is just an incredible drama in terms of federal law enforcement right now. But you are in a very unusual position, a singular position with regard to this case, which is that thanks to the New York State Constitution and New York City law, you are the only person who has the power to effectively fire Mayor Eric Adams and remove him from this position, which might conceivably moot this whole fight. How are you thinking about that now? You could have done it at any point until now, but now, given this crisis that's emerged in federal law enforcement around this case, are you feeling differently about that responsibility?
Let me tell you from a couple of angles here. One is that this is unbelievably unprecedented for the Department of Justice in Washington to interfere in this way. My husband was a 30-year federal prosecutor. Barack Obama made him his United States attorney. You look at what happened here. This is not supposed to happen in our system of justice. The Bondi administration in that Department of Justice is already showing they're corrupt. Now, set that aside. I did see the letter that was issued by the acting United States attorney. The allegations are extremely concerning and serious.
Yes.
But I cannot, as the governor of this state, have a knee-jerk, politically motivated reaction like a lot of other people are saying right now. I have to do it smart, what's right, and I'm consulting with other leaders in government at this time. We've got to have one sane person in this state who can cut through all the crap and say, what is my responsibility? Guide me to do. And just as when the allegations came out last September, and the city was in chaos, I said, I will intercede, work with the mayor to get rid of a lot of people who are under indictment, calm it down, bring in a new police chief commissioner who's doing an outstanding job. Our subways are safer. People are feeling better around the city. More people are coming back. I don't want our rebirth to be stopped by this. I have to maintain stability and the chaos and do what's right for the city of New York, because as governor, I also represent the city. These are my constituents as well. I'm going to make sure they're protected here. So if this just happened, I need some time to process this and figure out the right approach.
But you are consulting with other leaders, consulting with your advisors, and looking anew at this matter,
Of course I am.
Given the recent developments.
Of course I am.
Governor,
Be clear about something. President Trump is not 100% wrong when he says the DOJ has real issues. It does. But I refuse to sit back and stay silent. And so should you, while we listen to people like Mayor Adams make false claims that he is the victim of the weaponization of the Biden administration. Let me be very clear. He is not. He is actually the beneficiary of the weaponization of the Trump DOJ. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, the time for his accountability is now. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.